First off, what we like about Flyte, I think the biggest thing is the community. Thank you so much. I've worked with Flyte for, it's been almost 2 years, and we've gotten a lot back. We've gotten so much support. We get a lot of reusable workflows, and it makes it fairly easy to share complex machine learning and different dependencies between teams without actually having to put all the dependencies into one container.
There's a lot of interesting support for large DAGs natively. Letting the scheduler reach in and understand and have a large DAG can be really nice because it can start to do smart things about handling errors and passing data around better. So that was one of the sort of more unique things, that it wasn't just Flyte did better, it kind of just did differently than a lot of the schedulers we were used to. So some of our core science tools that you use repeatedly, imputation is one of them for folks who do bioinformatics work. You can just sort of say like, hey, give me imputation, and it'll go launch 40 spot instances, which are cheaper than your on-demand instance that you're using for your notebook. And then it'll return the results back in memory, which is really neat, depending on what the results are. People don't even have to understand what was going on the Flyte cluster and how the data got back. They'll just get back the outputs object, and they can do outputs.get whatever.
I think ultimately what convinced me is that, I think Flyte has very clean abstractions. It had very thorough documentation, so it was very easy to kind of, just pick it up. And then finally, I think the community was very reachable, was very responsive. Another advantage of Flyte that I really like, that it has like a really clean UI. I think that's that's a light bulb moment.
It's like Flyte actually is used in every single one of these different components. So it's like across our entire data engineering and data science stacks. And so it's not an understatement to say that Flyte is really a workhorse at Freenome. It has an extensible plugin system. This was really important for us. We're running most of our workloads on Kubernetes right now, but Flyte is really execution engine agnostic. And so if you wanted to run Spark workloads, or if you wanted to run PyTorch workloads, or whatever else, AWS Batch or Google AI Platform or something like that, we can basically write a plugin that would work. And most of these plugins already exist. Just having to write a Python function to run workloads on Flyte is really, really nice for us. And the beauty of this is that, you can run it locally. So it's just like running a Python function and then just ship that remotely and run that at scale on the cluster. And that's really nice as well.
Most importantly, one of the biggest reasons we picked Flyte was it is ideologically kind of aligned with what we think all MLOps systems should have, and that's strong lineage guarantees.
Our contribution velocity and the rate at which we're contributing is a reflection of our confidence in Flyte long term as the de facto workflow orchestration engine. I'm not just saying this, I really think Flyte has got the model correct, absolutely correct, with respect to how you're thinking about architecting and deploying workflows as both code first and leveraging the Kubernetes scheduler to abstract away the scheduling on a per task granularity. I really think that's the absolute right way to think about it. And we want to help support and grow this project and make sure it sticks around for a really long time.
So if you imagine that you have satellite imagery for the whole world, that's about 2.5 petabytes of data, and processing that takes quite some computation power. The reason we're mainly using it is its cloud native capabilities. We do everything in the cloud. We also don't want to be limited to a single cloud provider. So having the ability to run everything through Kubernetes is amazing for us. And it's also pretty robust. We haven't really been able to break it too much, though we will be trying a bit harder.
we will use it to train the models. And basically, we're moving away from Airflow to Flyte for everything related to machine learning. There are a lot of things that we don't like about Airflow, basically, but it's like also like, you know, the different domains that you have in Flyte already in the first place, which is good. So that's the first thing. And then, yeah, all the versioning, all the caching, also that you have. Yeah. You know, you don't really need to think about it. Usually, you have it yourself. So those are like key decisions in the first place.
I personally really love Argo workflows. That to me is like the king of workflow executors. But I think Flyte takes the best of that and makes it usable from someone who prefers to write workflows in Python in a really, really neat way.
It's also fast and scalable. So during our evaluation stage, we did some stress tests to understand whether Flyte can satisfy our requirements, and it was providing us with a good result.
Why did we pick Flyte? This is actually written by our data science teams, but we think it's really cool because as engineers, a lot of this might be kind of table stakes for us, but for the data scientists, being able to get up and running on Flyte and getting all of this stuff for free has been a really big win for them, and they've been really excited about it. The ability to share models with each other and compose things easily. Out-of-the-box parallelism, again, may not seem like the biggest deal, but for them, when you're writing Python scripts and everything runs and takes a certain amount of time, whereas now for free, we get parallelism across tasks. I think they think that's really cool. The caching, just connectivity with GCS, all of this stuff. They've been really excited about it.